What's up, paisanos, and welcome back to a Slifer Red Duelist deck profile. We promised this one last week. We got real cards this time, not that YuGiOh Pro stuff. We got Lunalights. So I know Lunalights, they had a little success. They just got a regional top over in like Dublin or something like that. We're not playing that version. You know, we're not net deckers here. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We aren't playing any shit alls. I've seen that though. I like that tech. I like that idea. So I'm gonna look into it in the future and see if that's something cool. But we're just gonna go ahead and get started. It's a pretty standard Lunalight deck, if I do say so myself. So we start off with 2 copies of Lunalight Wolf. The monster effect is just do piercing for all Lunalights, and the pendulum effect is a miracle fusion for Lunalights. So I've played around with this at 2 and 3. 2 seems a lot better. The deck is pretty consistent. You don't really have any problems getting to the stuff you need. So having more copies of this when it's not really necessary, it's kind of overkill. 1 Crimson Fox. I really want to play this card at more than 1, but I can't really seem to make room for it. So if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you target a face-up monster your opponent controls, changes attack to 0 until the end of the turn, and then when a card effect is activated that targets a Lunalight you control, you can banish it from the grave and negate the activation. If you do, both players gain 1,000 life points. So just the attack going to 0 alone makes this card really good. I've seen some builds already, like I believe the regional build didn't even play this. We waited so long for this card and y'all don't even play it. I'm upset. 1 Blue Cat. I changed this down from 2 recently, just to fit in more spell and trap support. It could go either or. If it's special summoned, you target a Lunalight except itself you control, and its attack becomes double its original attack until the end phase. And then if it is destroyed by battle or card effect, you special summon a Lunalight monster from your deck. Real standard recruiter stuff. The best card ever printed in YuGiOh. 3 Lunalight Kaleido check. So once per turn, you can send a Lunalight from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and its name on the field becomes that monster's name, if used as a fusion material during this turn. And if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you target a Poly in your grave and add it to your hand. And then if it's banished, you can prevent your opponent from activating cards and effects during the battle phase. So, Kaleido Chick is a very good card. It's a foolish, it's anti-magic arrows, it's a fluffle cat, all in one. Just all wrapped up into this 1400 ugly looking monster package. We got some in the new support. We play 1 Emerald Bird. This could go either or 2, 1 or 2. If it's normal or special, you send a Lunalight from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, draw a card. And then if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you target a level 4 or lower Lunalight that is banished in your graveyard and special summon it in defense with its effects negated. So, having the nice, what's it called, Dark World Dealings effect, it's pretty cool, especially since the ones that get their effect off of being sent trigger them. The special summon is also nice. I really wish it didn't negate their effects like every other one in the archetype doesn't, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, so this is new Konami we're talking about. 2 copies of Yellow Martin, aka the real best selling card of Legendary Duelist 4. Fuck the haters. So if it's in your hand or graveyard, you can target a Lunalight card you control except itself, return it to the hand, and if you do special summon this card in defense, but banish it when it leaves the field. And then if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you add a Lunalight spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. So this is gonna be the way that you're searching. Not Lunalight Perfume, because that's not a Lunalight card. God damn it, Konami. But you can search your Lunalight Fusion, your Incarnation Dance, whatever have you. We play triple El Tigre. This is pretty much a boneless monster reborn. So 1 Pendulum effect, target a Lunalight in your graveyard, special summon it, but it cannot attack and its effects are negated. It is destroyed during the end phase. And then its monster effect is if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you target a Lunalight in your graveyard and special summon it. So it's basically another blue cat, but it goes from grave. And the monster reborn effect is very nice because they're not hard once per turns either. They're just soft. So if you pawn the Yellow Martin, it's in your grave. You can bounce this back, special summon the Yellow Martin, place it back again, and then do another special summon. It's really nasty stuff. I was a creator of this Okay? No one can tell me they played this before me. 1 Lunalight Purple Butterfly, so you can send it from your hand or field to the graveyard to target a Lunalight you control and give it 1,000 extra attack until the end of the turn. And then you can banish it from your graveyard with a special Lunalight from your hand. So Purple Butterfly is a very, very good card. I created this tech. No one played it before I played it. Fuck the haters. We play 2 copies of Black Sheep. Y'all Zodiac players out there might remember this little girl. So you can discard her to either add a Lunalight from your graveyard to your hand, or add a Poly from your deck to your hand. And then if it's sent to the graveyard as a fusion material for your fusion summon, you can add to your hand 1 face-up Lunalight Pendulum monster from your extra deck, or 1 Lunalight monster from your graveyard. So, you know, 1 from extra, 1 for graveyard. So your only extra targets are going to be Wolf and Tiger. I don't know how often they're going to end up there. Tiger will end up there more than Wolf will. But definitely being able to add back your Purple Butterfly, because the discard effect is not once per turn. It's pretty sick kind of stuff. You know, general recurability in any deck is really good. Last monster we play, we can finally say this card is budget. Triple Ash Blossom. Needs no introduction. Alright, now onto the spells. We got 20 spells, quite a few. Foolish and Triple Foolish Goods. So your big spells and traps of the deck can get extra effects engraved. So Triple Foolish Goods to help boost those out, get those consistency out. A single Foolish to help just set up your graveyard, go for big boy plays, what have you. Good stuff like that. So 3 copies, count them, 3 copies of Lunalight Perfume. So you target a Lunalight in your grave and special summon it, and then if it's in your grave you can banish it and then discard a card and add a Lunalight monster from your deck to your hand. So this card fails in multiple ways, but it is, you know, your ability to play 900 Monster Reborns in this fucking deck. So first of all, it's not a Lunalight card, it's a Lunalight card. As I said earlier, that's pretty bad. It discards for cost, not for effect. So that's also really bad, so you can't really proc off your effect. Correct me if I'm wrong. Judge here, don't know rulings. But it's still a really good card. Sending it to the grave early with Foolish Goods and being able to search just helps boost your consistency super easy. Super good stuff. 2 copies of Lunalight Fusion. So this card is very interesting. This card is very, very interesting. So you fusion summon a Lunalight monster from your extra using monsters from your hand or field as fusion materials. And if your opponent controlled a monster that was special from the extra deck, you can also use a Lunalight monster from your deck or extra deck as fusion material. So you can now send Panther Dancer straight from your extra deck to summon Leo Dancer with 1 card. It's the most disgusting thing ever. I don't know why they're giving every single deck a shit all fusion, but it was greatly needed, and I love it. 2 copies of Poly, very standard, just typical fusion deck shenanigans. Triple Call by the Grave to ensure you don't get booty blasted when you go for your plays. Triple Twin Twisters to also help you not get booty blasted when you go for your plays. And last spells we play are Triple Tenki for consistency, and that extra 100 attack, especially with some of the extra deck monsters, comes up so much, it is not even funny. And the last card we play is 1 Serenade Dance. So if a fusion monster is fusion summoned to your field, you can target one of those monsters and apply the effects in sequence. So you special Lunalight token with 2000 to your opponent's field, and then that monster gains 500 attack for each monster your opponent controls, even if this leaves the field. But that's not the effect that matters. No one's ever going to use that. That's going to be like the spiral mission effect that never happens, but if it does, have fun. So during your main phase, you can banish it from your graveyard, and then send a card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, you special summon a Lunalight from your deck. So this card fixes what Lunalight Perfume does. It is not a Lunalight card, it is a Lunalight card, so it is searchable. It sends a monster from hand to grave as effect, not as cost, so you can proc your effects, and you get a monster from deck. It's a very, very good card. If it didn't have that during your main phase clause, you could definitely play this card at more than 1. So that's all for the main deck. We'll go into the extra deck now. Very standard 15 cards. So we got 2 copies of Lunalight Leo Dancer. So Leo Dancer needs Panther Dancer and 2 Lunalights and must be fusion summoned with the above materials, yada yada yada. It cannot be targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effects, and can make a second attack during each battle phase, and then at the end of the damage step of an attacked monster, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. So it's a big ass board nuke, can attack multiple times, 3,500, big beefy body, good stuff. 1 copy of the new fusion Lunalight Saber Dancer. So it's just straight 3 Lunalights. Must be fusion summoned, gains 200 attack for each beast warrior monster that is banished or in the graveyards. So immediately reminding me of Chidori, my favorite Blackwing Synchro monster, because that card is disgusting. Your opponent cannot target it with card effects. During the main phase, except the turn it was sent to the graveyard, you can banish it from grave, then target a fusion monster you control, and it gains 3,000 attack until the end of the turn. So that is just a fusion monster, not a not a Lunalight fusion. Any fusion monster. So if you're that madman that plays Invoked and everything, you can give your Mechaba 3,000 extra attack to just go nuts with. It's really, really dumb. So 2 copies of Panther Dancer. So it needs Cat Dancer and a Lunalight. Fusion summon, yada yada. During your main phase 1, you can make your opponent's monsters indestructible the first time they would be destroyed by battle each turn. And then for the rest of the turn, what is this doing? What the hell? Once per turn during your main phase 1, you can activate this effect. For the rest of the turn, the first time each monster your opponent controls would be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. Also, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice each. So you can just keep swinging and building up big body damage. And then each time it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, it gains 200 attack until the end of the battle phase. So if your opponent has a full board, you can activate that effect and just go and be very, very strong. If you have a tanky out, you're just swinging for big body damage. And the last fusions to play are 2 copies of Cat Dancer. Just 2 Lunalights, can't be destroyed by battle. During your main phase 1, you contribute another Lunalight, and for the rest of the turn, first time each monster your opponent controls will be destroyed by battle is not destroyed. And this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice each. And then if this card declares an attack, you inflict 100 damage to your opponent. So, you know, very standard cowboy for game, not quite, but attacking and burning for 100 each time is pretty dumb too. I only play 2 Exceeds compared to other variants. I play a Tornado Dragon to help clear a back row, and an Exciton Knight for lose more card. You know, if you're dying and you can make an Exciton, make an Exciton. You have nothing to lose at that point. Into the links, 1 Boral Sword, push for OTKs, Unicron, spin out back row, pop big boy monsters, very standard Nightmare package stuff. 1 Wee Witch, 99% of your shit is dark, so that extra 500 attack is pretty lit. And then 1 Underclock Taker, standard card. The extra deck could go a lot of different ways. I like having access to more Link stuff than Exceeds, just because Links are better cards. Throwing shade at old formats. But that's gonna be it, guys. You know, I really love this deck. I've loved this deck for a long time, and hopefully eventually you can get even more support. I do think it's due for a Link monster. Link Vrains 3 will get that Lunalight monster like we were teased in that leaked list. Remember that thing, guys? With my Blackwing Link monster. Yeah, he's coming too. So anyways, guys, check us out on TCGPlayer as Sora Online. Like, subscribe. We're going to try and have some more deck profiles coming soon. Harpies is a little mugged down in the water, but there's some more stuff coming out. Sneak peek is this weekend, guys. So we got Neos finally coming soon. We have pretty much everything set for that deck. We just need the new stuff. So Neos coming soon. We might look into some Guard Dragons. I know those are in the set. And then that new TCG archetype, Time Thief. We're going to be looking into that and seeing just what they could do. And if, you know, I find something cool, we'll post a video about it. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Stay tuned. We'll be seeing you. Peace.